What's good, everybody? It's your man DL Saint. So Israel just hit Iran. Wow. 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 What's gonna happen next, guys? What's gonna happen next? I mean, that's major. That's major. When you talk about stability in the Middle East and you talk about allies and how America supports Israel and everything that they're talking about right now, like there was diplomacy in place, like American diplomats were talking to the Iranians, everything to do with their nuclear program, which I agree, you don't want Iran to get a nuke. Um, Israel did what they did. You know, the people involved in this, beyond the governments, right? The warmongers, the hotheads, the people looking for an excuse, they're gonna want to move on this. I think that the fact that Israel hit Iran, struck them at their capital, there's going to be all sorts of casualties. There's going to be damage. There's going to be retaliation. Without a doubt, it's going to be retaliation at the highest level, right? Nation v. nation. And then there's going to be people, those folks out there, like I was saying, the hotheads that want to strike America, that look for any excuse to strike America. America's the number one ally of Iran, of Israel. Number one ally of Israel. So they're gonna take this as an opportunity or an excuse to hit Americans wherever we are on the planet. Man, this is crazy, yo. This is crazy. So, man, this could absolutely lead to a global conflict, right? On the worst end, right? Uh, I mean, at a minimum, you're looking at a regional conflict in the Middle East. Wow, bro. I'm just sitting here trying to process this. I'm just sitting here thinking about it. Who else in the Middle East is going to want to get involved? I mean, you think about Iraq, you think about Syria, you think about Jordan, Yemen definitely is going to do something. Or will these people that I just named, with the exception of Yemen, will they say, hey, we don't want anything to do with this, and just let, Israel, America, Iran, Yemen do what they gonna do, right? So, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy, and this is something that's going to take time to play out. Retaliation is going to be pretty quick, though. There's going to be problems everywhere. Even here in America, man, there's a lot of people, call them sleepers, like the sleeper cells or the, sleeper agents or whatever. I'm certain that there are tons of people who are Iranian trained and loyal to Iran. And then you're going to have the people call for jihad. That always happens. And folks, there's folks here in the U.S. that, they might be a text, a phone call, some sort of signal, one signal away from, doing stuff in this country against Americans. Doing stuff in Europe. It's going to be hard for the West to stand down, because when the militants get involved, they're going to hit everywhere. They're going to hit in Germany. They're going to hit in UK. They're going to hit in France. They're going to hit in Spain. They're going to try to hit in Canada. They're going to hit everywhere. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. And this is like, my problem with the Trump administration is you can't read the tea leaves when it comes to this administration. You just don't know what they're doing at all. You look at one hand of the Trump administration, the fingers don't know what the other fingers are doing, let alone the other whole other hand. Wow, this is, I mean, I don't know. And then you're gonna have all kind of conspiracy people talking. People are gonna be putting on their tinfoil hats, and I guarantee you, someone is gonna be on YouTube saying that America knows it's headed for a financial collapse. And the only way out from under all the debt that America has is to spark a war in the Middle East, take over Iran, take over their resources, and we'll be able to reset our debt. I guarantee you someone comes out and has some sort of conspiracy and says that sort of thing. I guess I just said it, but I don't believe that. Um, I think that not Netanyahu is just rogue. That's what I think. Um, who knows what's going on in Israel? Who knows what intel they have? Keep in mind, no intelligence agency on the planet, and I'm talking about our allies, are going to share intel with us because they know that the president of the United States is loose with that information. Remember, if Donald Trump wasn't president right now, he'll be answering for the secret documents case that was out of Miami. Remember that, y'all. Like, so the rest of the world, they're not going to entrust Americans with their secrets, like stuff that they know. Maybe Israelis know something that we don't know. Maybe someone in the Trump administration gave the green light on this. This could be, smoke and mirrors. Like, who knows? That's the problem. You can't tell with this administration. I mean, Marco Rubio's already made it a statement. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. That's from Rubio. Again, man, we just don't know what's going to happen, bro. We just don't know what's going to happen. Israel declares a special state of emergency and expects retaliatory response from Iran. Of course they do. You look at what's going on with Gaza and everything. See, this is Netanyahu. This operation will take as long as is needed to complete the task of fending off the threat of annihilation against us. That's Benjamin Netanyahu. He said that. I'm reading from seeing CBC 24/7 News on YouTube. I'm just kind of reading the stuff that they're putting up there. What's Britain going to do? Like, what's the UK going to do? What's Germany going to do? What's NATO going to do? It's that Israel has carried out strikes on Iran. The IDF strikes are against Iran nuclear programs. All right. Israel declares a state of emergency. Okay. What's China gonna do? Russia, plays a little bit in this. Like, what are the Russians gonna do? What's Putin gonna do? It's what are the markets gonna do tomorrow, guys? Tomorrow's Friday. What are the markets gonna look like? How's this gonna affect the dollar? Is this gonna have the entire world on eggshells? Yeah, the whole world is nervous right now, right? Explosions heard in Iran's capital. Wow. And then it goes back to Rubio's statement. And they're just talking to people all over the world. They're showing videos of the capital and you hear the sirens and you can see like the smoke and stuff like that. I think there's a plan for the military parade here in the U.S. Boy, you want to talk about bad optics, bad timing. It's hey, it is what it is. This is where we are. So, there's a really good chance that this could lead to a global conflict in the Middle East. This could drag, the entire world into a conflict in the Middle East. You look at what was going on in Pakistan and India. Is that going to affect what's going on there? Is that still in play? And again, what is China going to do? What is China going to do? You look at the tariffs, you look at what's going on with the US dollar, how the dollar is slipping. There's so much going on right now. It's really difficult to focus on any one crisis. I mean, it's just insane. Ukraine, Russia, still going on. The threat with Taiwan, still there. America's civil unrest is going on right now. Marines on the ground in LA for protests that aren't even that big, guys. Like the protests for the ICE thing, not even that big. You want to talk about a huge overstep, federalizing the National Guard over um, the over Newsom. Like Newsom doesn't want that to happen. Newsom's like, no, we don't need a National Guard here. Trump federalizes the National Guard and then literally sends the Marines in. You look at this, and, I mean, bro, it's just for those people who want to paint the whole tyrant, they're going to want to, this administration is going to want to take over. People who want to paint that narrative, this is definitely fuel for that. None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense. And then for Marco Rubio to say that America's not involved, our military could have given intel to the Israelis, not knowing what they were going to do with it. But we share intel, I'm sure. We share intel. They might have been checking with the air assets that are flying around the Middle East. Hey, America, do you see anything coming out of Iran? You see any aircraft up and about? Who knows? Like, who knows? Oh, I tell you what, though, tomorrow we're gonna know a whole lot more. We're gonna know a whole lot more. And there's one thing that everyone is absolutely certain of: Iran is going to respond, and they're going to respond heavy. Right? They're going to respond heavy, and you're definitely going to hear calls for jihad. They're going to always in the Middle East. They try to make it a religious thing. They always do, especially if America's involved, especially if Israel's involved. So, yeah, man. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. This is massive. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. I don't know what next week or next month is gonna bring, but this ain't gonna be over no time soon. And I was watching Breaking Point. Saga on Breaking Points was just saying how America was supposed to be meeting with the Iranians tomorrow to work out some sort of agreement with this nuclear issue. That's done, right? That's done. America now is looking, trying to protect diplomats. What if the Iranians decide right now to go and attack the embassy? Do we have an embassy there? Because I remember what happened last time, right? Do we have an embassy there? I have to look that up. U.S. service members all over the Middle East, highest level of alert right now, right? And the fact that Israel did something like this without notifying America doesn't sound right to me. I just don't see Israel making this kind of move without telling America we're about to do this. So again, from my standpoint, my limited knowledge on all this, on how things are supposed to work, America should have been notified. America should have known that this was coming. And if America didn't know, if America didn't sign off on this, if we didn't give our thumbs up, give our approval, that means that Israel's doing whatever they want to do. That's a problem right there. Right? And the Israelis will do whatever they want to do. I mean, just think about the Liberty. Right? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. USS Liberty, look it up. Right? Look it up. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. We'll definitely be talking about this tomorrow. This is major. This is major. If this thing blows up the way that I think it could, and it turns into a major conflict in the region with American boots on the ground, with American assets over there doing America's business. Oh man, this could be bad. This not could be. This is bad. This is bad. At a time now where America really can't. Where are we going to come up with the money if we do decide to go, full on pew pew, to back Israel and to attack Iran, where are we going to get the money to pay for that? Where are we going to get the money to pay for that? So, all right, that's it. That's all I got for now. I'm gonna keep watching this content, man. I hope you guys, stay up on this breaking news. I mean, it's just now breaking. This will be the talk of the country until until we see how this all sorts itself out, bro. I believe that this is going to lead to U.S. military intervention. I believe that the Iranians and their fanatical supporters are going to attack Americans, American service members, and possibly America, the homeland. I think they're going to attack us. And if that happens, America will respond with everything we have. It'll be a full-blown response. So that's it. That's the escalation. It's gonna go from 0 to holy shit, just like that. So keep your eyes open when you're out there, guys. If you're out here, if you're in America or wherever you are on the planet, you're an American and people know you're an American. Keep your eyes open. Be careful how you move. Pay attention to who's around you. And if you're not in America, if you're abroad, make sure you know where the embassy is. Make sure you are paying attention to what information the embassy is putting out there. Don't hesitate to go to the embassy. It's a bunch of Marines there. They'll keep you safe. And just be prepared for the worst, right? Be prepared for the worst. Going into a weekend. Wow. Tomorrow's Friday. Keep it on the stock market. See what happens there. Pretty sure it's going to go down. This kind of uncertainty, people are definitely going to pull their money out. And let's see what China does. And of course, let's see how Iran retaliates. So, all right, that's it. I got to go. You guys have a good night's sleep. I'll be talking to y'all tomorrow. I'm DL Saint. Remember, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think. I definitely want to hear what's on your mind out there. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.